Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. We're on YouTube and Instagram at Joey143Jenny, and we're on Facebook at Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. Okay, so I'm back with my master board. So we finished this yesterday, and then today what I want to do is, before I go to the next step, I want to do the back and kind of help strengthen it, and maybe it'll stop curving a little bit. That looks like I need to put a little bit of glue right here. I thought I had flexed it enough earlier to see where the gluing needed to be done. And that I might just get with my art glitter glue. That happens sometimes when you have, you know, pieces on pieces, especially if they're different. Some of them are scrapbook, some of them are digital. But we'll get them as they come. Okay, so on the back side, what I'm doing is I want to just put some writing space, but I'm also going to put a little bit of writing embellishment on it too. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've done the seam and I've done the corners just to kind of get me established. And then I have a bunch of scraps here, so I thought I would just go ahead and get those laid down and get going. So I hope everybody's having a really good day. It's early morning here. I'm still in my pajamas. Pajama play. Yep, I have some time with my grandchildren. I'm super excited about that. My oldest granddaughter and I are going to continue the driving experience while she drives Grammy around for a little bit, and then also my youngest two grandchildren are still in elementary school, and they're having a leadership day, and so they only had room for a certain amount of guests, like grandparents and parents, etc. So I was happy that I was able to get on the list. Excuse the reach here. So I'll be doing that. I'm very excited. I talked to my granddaughter about it, and she said, Grammy, I don't know if she's one of the leaders at, you know, one of the student leaders. She's in 5th grade. I love it so much. I love how involved they are. So I'll save that, and that'll go there. I'll see what goes here real quick. But she said, Grammy, I don't know if I'll be assigned to your group. And I said, that's okay. I just want to see, you know, what all you do. And so at least I think I'll be able to see her, you know, at least if I'm not in her group where she shows me around and tells me what they do. If I'm not in her group, then I'm sure I'll see her at like the introduction and the closing and all of that. So that'll be fun. Anytime I get a chance to see them. Even if I drop by their house and drop off something, or they drop by the house and drop off something, it's such a delight. Yeah, there. Okay. It's coming along. So this is just some scrap coffee dyed paper. Probably had a tear in it, or I used part of it for something and it had some left over, and I just tore them to fit this. So I'm excited about that. So as soon as I get done with this, in the shower and get ready for the day. And then the weekend will be upon us. Fit there. Well, so let's see if we can find one that just fits perfectly there. Barely. Weekend is upon us, and to my knowledge, I need to check the calendar. I'm one I'm one of those that looks ahead and checks every day and sometimes twice a day to see, do we have anything planned? But I do not think, outside of whatever comes our way, that we have anything actually planned for the weekend. I don't want to use all my big ones up. I'm just looking to see if I have any smalls to go in here. That'll be good. But there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done around the house, and you know, outside, starting outside. And oh, I'm so excited about spring. I just get so excited about it. This is a fun piece of paper. It's a neat feel. It came out of like the first couple of pages of a book, you know, when you deconstruct a book and you have those, oh, I'm not sure what they're called. There's a name for them, but I don't remember what that name is. Those first few pages. Oh, what is the name of those? I bet one of you know the name of it. I was hoping I had enough paper, but I'm kind of wondering if I'm going to have enough paper. Maybe we tear some down a little bit. Get some extra use out of it. Barely. Then I do want to use some of the, I'm going to use some of these book page snips here to reinforce, especially I want to reinforce the spine here, just because it's not going to bend, but it could end up being part of, you know, a book or not a book, what am I trying to say? Could be end up being part of a journal card or something. Let's just tear that down a little bit. So I do want to kind of reinforce that a little bit. And then, like I said, whatever I make out of these, I'll probably stitch them. I just like that. I like the look, but I also kind of like the way it gives it a little bit more structure. Just trying not to get it too samey. Boy, oh boy, I hope I have enough. I might have to get back into my scraps and see if I have any more. What else I have? I mean, I know I have more. That is for sure. I have a ton of scraps. Okay. Make sure everybody's down. There may be some that need to be reinforced later after we cut them. You know, this being really slick. Sometimes that paper takes a little while before it thinks that it's a good idea to stick to it. Okay. This makes me want to coffee dye all this coffee dye paper. Love it. Just overlapping a little bit. Love coffee dyeing paper. But for me, it's kind of a commitment, you know, because I don't have like a separate place that I do it. I do it in the kitchen, and then I let it dry outside if I can. But sometimes, especially when it's not super nice out, I'll have papers drying all over the kitchen. So it's kind of one of those things. I try to do it before Joey gets home, because then it gets in the way of our dinner plans. You know, making dinner. I have paper everywhere, and I don't want, you know, chili stained paper, or, you know, anything, any other food on the paper. Just coffee. I think we'll do it this way. You can see that's pretty. Yeah, and I think I'm going to do some tea stained. I haven't been saving my avocados. I might do some avocado stain. I'm not sure. I've noticed that when I make, you know, when I use avocado stain, I don't use it as much as I do the coffee and the tea stain. So, I don't know. I did blueberries one time. It turned out absolutely beautiful. However, the sugar in the blueberries made the paper a little bit sticky. How do I want to do that? Yeah, made the paper a little bit sticky, so I wasn't really thrilled about that. But I've heard people, you know, I've heard people have great success with it. I don't know if they strain it differently or what. That's very same, isn't it? But yeah, it is very same. How about we do that? Okay. I'm getting to a point where everything's looking the same here, so let me see what I have in here that I can pull out. What's this? That might be fun, but you couldn't really write on it. You can. I guess it's a little bumpety. What's this one? See, there's an avocado. You can see a little, I don't know if you can see the difference or not. I just don't use that as often. All right, let's see what else is in here. These are just some of my scraps. What's that? That's a good scrap. Let's try to get one right here. How about this? Okay. For Easter, Joey, I was just thinking about outside when I was outside and heard the train. It's so loud outside. I still love it though. But for Easter, Joey had put out all kinds of lawn toys. You name it. Every kind of ball, soccer, basketball. Then he had like cricket, or not cricket, badminton. All kinds of stuff. And we just got so busy that night we didn't get it picked up, so I went out the other day and picked it all up, and train went by, and ooh, it's loud out there. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I was looking out the window having my coffee this morning in bed. Joy always brings me coffee in bed. And yeah, I saw a red fox go by, and we'd been wondering, you know, I think I told you I hadn't seen any bunnies. We've been wondering about the bunny situation. So I'm wondering if that red fox looked pretty healthy. I don't know. I'm guessing they eat bunnies. So I think if that's the case, the mystery may be solved. Let's see what we have here. Anyways, it was absolutely beautiful, and the tail was huge. They were just frolicking through the yard. It went completely across the yard, then down the property line, and then I saw it moseying around the back. You know, the back of the property line. I could see it through the trees, the bushes back there. I want everything to have such a straight line. Anyways, yeah, so I wonder what he is up to. Oh, I wonder if it was a female. I wonder if she's gonna have babies. You have to look up and see, you know, like birds, they're so different between a male and a female. I'm gonna do it this way. You know, they look different. I wonder if that's the same with those. Okay. Oh wait, maybe this one will work. I've already got one over here. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up and keep an eye open for it again tomorrow. See if it's kind of a habit that it does that in the morning. Because even though I do the same thing every morning, I don't always have, let's see, what side do I want? I don't always have the curtain. I think I go that way. I don't always have the curtain open every morning at that time to see if something's moseying across the lawn. So I'm going to have to do that. Now, last year when I saw the wolf go by, is that right? Coyote. Probably wasn't a wolf. The coyote go by. I spy it. You know, like I made sure that I was by the window within an hour of the time that I saw it the day before. And sure enough, I did see it again the next day. But that was the last time I saw it, and I quit my daily watch. Let's do one of these. But it's so, oh man, I love it. I love just seeing all the nature, you know, just the happenings going on. And then you think, if I had to choose, would I rather see bunnies or would I rather see a red fox? So for me, I'd probably rather see the bunnies, just because, let's see, maybe I go up like this. Just because bunnies, you see them more often. That was goofy that I did that. Yeah, you see them more often, you know. Red fox, it's slim. And so I'd rather see more of wildlife than less. So I guess I'd rather see bunnies. Plus, they're so cute. That's probably not what I first did. Well, got myself in a predicament again, didn't I? I had this piece over here I was saving to put somewhere. I don't remember where. I don't know. We're just doing it. We're just doing it. right? And then we're just going to find a small sliver of something. How about, I've got some of this still. Like that. And then what I wanted to do was put just a little bit of this other text on it. Even though this is a writing space, I thought we could kind of decorate a little bit with, put these back in the bucket here. We could decorate a little bit with some text. Okay. And I think I'll get a clean one of these. Nope, that's clean. Okay. How are we doing on time? Okay. So these are some that were out of my scrap bowl over here that we worked out of yesterday. And then some are just from a cookbook. I don't think I'm going to need that. Kidney beans. This one I think is from my French-English dictionary, I think. I'm just kind of putting it at intersections that I think might need a little help. Or maybe break up color or something. So remember, this is going to be on the back of whatever the card is. Probably won't make, I don't know, but I may not make if I make any, I may not make very many pockets out of this because, you know, then you lose the back when you made the pocket, but I mean, I might, we'll see what happens. Just looking to see which has the most writing on it. Might flip it over and see. Sometimes I save the book pages that I use for glue sheets, and then other times I just really use it up. You know, I use the glue sheet so much front and back and every corner that it's just not feasible to use it, you know, in any other way. Okay. And that is what's happening when I collage, is I don't really. Now let's see, where is that? It's right in here, so I want to make sure I get a bunch. Kind of want to add some here so that when I cut it, if that ends up being a card, unless I just deliberately cut right down the center to avoid that mess, I might do that. But then again, I might forget. So let's reinforce it just in case I forget. Where am I at? Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to use all these different scraps, and there's no, you know, method per se. I just knew what I wanted to do. I do like the layering. When I make a master board, I like the layering effect, which just means that I do, you know, the background. So in this case, I just did the neutral, and then I layer a few other things on it. And then on the front page, primarily I did scraps of, you know, whatever I had. And then I'm going to put another layer on. We'll do that here in a second if we have some time left. Okay, this was an old cookbook I found. It was a Methodist, you know, church cookbook. And instead of having it kind of type print like this one is, they had it where the typewriter run off. And look how old it is. Isn't it beautiful? Just the writing on it, or the carameling of the paper, aging of the paper. Where to? And I think it was all typed on one page, you know, like one side. And it's still pretty good paper. It's not like it's really fragile. So I think I could even maybe use it as itself for a journal, you know, to journal on. Just checking to see what each one's about wild pigeons. I'm not sure what the other part is about employment, so I don't know what kind of book that came out of. I'll put it right there. Okay. Yeah, so that helped it lay up much flatter. Look at that. Okay, good. Now what I want to do on this side, how are we doing on time? I gotta look. Oh, I think we're doing okay. Is I just want to put some script here and there. I don't want to take away too much of what's happening with these this pretty colors of the master board, but I do want to add some script. And I think I'm gonna get my tear ruler out. Okay. For some of it, and just take off some of the more straighter edges. Okay. I had that stuck to my finger. I went to put it in the trash and just ended up right on the floor, which is, that's okay. So we'll just do stuff like this. Kind of similar to what we just did on the back. Just kind of breaking it up with script. And I got a lot, some of these are from Roxy Creations free. You know, I told you the other day that whenever you subscribe to her email, she sends you free digitals. Some of them are those, and some are from the Junk Journal Studio Spring Collection. Excuse me, I had to have a little drink of coffee, thank you. And Spring Sings. So that's what some of these are from. But my whole thing, oops, I think I'm going to take a little bit more off that. My whole thing was just to try to find things that had script. I don't know why, I just thought that would add some fun to it. So I'm just going to put it to kind of break up. Maybe take some of that off. Yeah, I like it. There's another little spot. Okay, so this will be the last layer that I put on, and then before I cut it, and then we're going to cut it. Good press there. and then you can decorate. Put more layers on if you want. Of course, sewing adds that extra layer. If you don't sew or you don't want to sew, don't worry about it, because you can still have a very, very pretty masterboard, and you can even, put little, take your black magic marker or whatever and put little sew lines if you want to. This is pretty, isn't it? Let's go here. I said that's pretty. I don't know if you can even see it. It's probably off camera. It's quiet around here today, other than the train once in a while. I don't hear the trash trucks a-going or traffic on the highway. There's a car go by. Yeah, these are so pretty. This is, we were talking about using collage papers when you have a digital, and using those, you can tear them in the whatever direction and whatever you want to do. That's kind of the fun thing about them. And now this one, I believe, is a Roxy. I think this is from one of her freebies. Put that in my scrap page there. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to look and see, is there any place that just really needs a little extra something? Let's see. Maybe right here. I think this area might need a little help. Probably shouldn't tear those on my glue page. So I want to put, but I don't want to cover everything up. I think that'll be good. Now let's just do a couple more, and I think we'll be good to go. And then in the next video, we'll cut them and decorate. Well, we'll decorate some, because some I might just put in my stash for the next journal, whatever that is. That has not been decided. I want to go back over here. Has not been decided. Oh, and then this was in the Spring Sings. Isn't that pretty? It's a double page even. So where could this go? How about right over this? Yeah, this script one was a double page, and I think it was, could be used for, was probably intended to be used as a journal page, but I thought it was so pretty, let's just put it in here. Ah. Okay. Where to? Where to? I don't really care how this is all looking. So, as much as I don't want to cover everything up, I don't care for that. I'll put this right here. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, so now it has some script on it. I think it looks pretty cool. Okay, well, thanks everybody for doing those extra steps with me. I think they turned out really good. So, okay, then the next one, we'll cut her apart and then we will decorate some. I don't know how, but we'll do it. Maybe we'll look and see what stuff I have that I haven't used in a while. I have to look in my fussy cuts. All right, well, I hope everybody has a really great day and a super awesome weekend. And don't forget, we pray blessings over you, and we want you to know that you're so loved. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.